biggest benefit of living in Amsterdam is that you have the possibilities of a big metropole, but the atmosphere of a small village. My name is Ruben Bander. I own an art gallery and I'm a chef. Today I'm going to take you to my favorite spots in Amsterdam. We are standing on the Southern Church Tower. And behind this tower I grew up, and the house right over there is my parents' house, it still is. And now I live like 100 meters that way. Hey ma, kan je nog één keer komen zwaaien? Yeah, you can see my ma's waving right over there and yelling. Hi! Hello kids! Amsterdam is built up through canals. And within the first canal, that's the area where we are right now. So it's the oldest part of the city. What really keeps me here is I know every inch, every stone of it. I know I think I do, but I still, after 25 years, I still discover things when I'm walking around here. So it's never dull. It's, well, and it's beautiful. Well, we are now in the center of the Newmarkt area, the actual Newmarkt. You can see it's one of the oldest parts of Amsterdam. If you look at the houses and everything comes together here. And now we're gonna have my first coffee of the day. We're gonna do that at Latij. It's my favorite coffee bar. It's just around the corner. Let's go. You have the best coffee in Amsterdam. You can have that here. You can have very nice sandwiches and fruit juices and everything. And the fun fact is that you can buy everything here, what you see. So this vase or this table or this chair or all the lamps that you see on top of the ceiling, and everything is for sale. This is one of the most beautiful parts in Amsterdam because of the diversity. With lots of shops for clothing, coffee bars, sandwich shops, and it's Chinatown as well. There's happening stuff here all the time. It's fun. So here's where I drink my coffee, but if you're looking for something stronger, like Geneva, you can go to the best Geneva bar in town, which is just around the corner. This is a Geneva bar called in the Olofspoort, in one of the oldest buildings in Amsterdam. They have more than 60 Genevas here. So in combination with this old building, to drink this really old classical Dutch distillate is, well, it's fun. It's nice to drink it in an environment like this, like a brown cafe, where nothing really has changed for the past 400 years, except for electricity and stuff. We are now in a public courtyard. There are approximately 10 courtyards like this, which are open for the public. There are way more like places like this in Amsterdam. Only 10 are open, where you just can walk in and relax and take in the silence. You don't hear the trams or the traffic or the noises. So it's like going back in time when you're walking a courtyard like this. We are now here at an old steam mill factory. They have built a cultural center in it. So you have theater, you have exhibitions, you have a very nice restaurant, cafe, some kind of supermarket dish. You have a beach, a city beach. It's really nice. This is the way I want to spend my summer, because from the water, Amsterdam is even more beautiful than when you're walking down the street. There are multiple choices you can have, like this one beside us, or you can rent a boat yourself, if you know how to handle one. We are now going to a restaurant, and we're going to have a small boat ride and then have dinner. The restaurant Rem Island is a former illegal broadcasting island. It lasted for a month, and then it had been rusting for 40 years in the North Sea. Then they dismantled it and put it back together here in Amsterdam. It's a really nice, easygoing, French-orientated restaurant. The food is good. It's not too expensive, and the view is amazing. After we're done eating, we're going to the Club Trouw, which is, I think, the best club in Amsterdam. It's in an old building where they made newspapers until 10 years ago or something. Then it was empty for a couple of years, and then they built a club in it. It's big, and it has the same atmosphere as Rem Island. It has its raw edges. And well, during the Amsterdam Dance Event in October, if you go there, you have the biggest headliners. I can recommend it. If you want to get to know Amsterdam, take a week. Not a day or 2 days, just come by and have a good time. So I'm going to have a party, and maybe I'll see you at the Trouw. So goodbye.
The other day I was in Florence walking on the street, which I'm doing every day, but suddenly I realized, wow, I'm in Florence. That's what Florence is giving to me. Every day amazes me a little bit more. Ciao, my name is Marco Badiani. I am the director of the Florentine, the English language newspaper in Florence. And today we are at the top of the Astoria Hotel enjoying this Florence landscape. Now in Florence is very happening rooftops, so I think it's worth see what you can see. Florence born all around its river, the river Arno. Florence got an enormous growth around two main activities, wool and banks. This allowed in the 13th century to start its growing, and a lot of the Duomo started to be built in that time, and other very important buildings started at that time. Then it got a boost. It got a boost with the period we call Renaissance, and with the coming to the power of the Medici family. The Medici family influenced the Renaissance heavily because they put a lot of money invested in supporting artists. So we can say they were like the big founders of Renaissance. That's the bridge that brings us on the Oltrarno. This is Piazza Pitti, and this is the Pitti Palace. This neighborhood is the Oltrarno. It's very peaceful and relaxed. On the contrary, on the right bank of the Arno, where there is a lot of big chain and more touristic, here there is less people, more relaxed, slow motion, let me say. You can find a lot of artist atelier, vintage shop, nice restaurants, and it's also the place where a lot of the young people hang out in the evenings to have fun, drinks, or just stay on the street with friends. We're here at the Pitti Mosaici workshop, and we're seeing a technique that is very interesting because it comes directly from we're building their chapel behind San Lorenzo. It's based on a semi-precious and art stone inlay technique. So it's like a little bit seeing people from the Renaissance working. So this is a kind of workshop you can find in Oltrarno, where you can still find the real production of shoes. So if you have strange food or strange taste or luxury taste, you can bespoke your shoes, and they handmade. They take the shape of your foot, keep in the archive, so it will be always for you. And you decide the leather, the color, the shape, what you want, and you have your unique pair of shoes. This is really something old Trago style. We are here in the general market in the center of Florence, in the San Lorenzo area. It's come from the beginning of the end of the 19th century. People meet at the market. I'm going to have it. Very good. Grazie. So we're going to have a lampredotto panino. Lampredotto.
Ci mettiamo sale e pepe, sì.
Sale e pepe, sì. Salsa verde e un po' di salsa piccante. We're going to eat lampredotto panino, which is very typical. Grazie. It's a very typical Florence panino. It's the fourth part of the stomach of the cow. Here it started as a poor food, and now it's traditionally very in trend in Florence. You have to taste it because it's a really special consistency and flavor. You want to taste? Here we are inside the Santo Spirito, a church designed by Filippo Brunelleschi. It was maybe one of the first building built starting from a floor plan, and because Filippo Brunelleschi, we can say, maybe was one of the first architects of history. He likes simple things, and so the main feeling you have in this church is a great harmony, and everything is well proportionated. The Michelangelo cruise that we're going to see right now, it's something that has been rediscovered recently. In 1960, they find the crucifix who was completely painted in green, most probably to protect it from the view and the recognition of others, like others in camera, like Napoleon's, to be taken from him. So at that time was restored, and now it's maybe one of the most important pieces in the church. We are here in front of Palanerli by Filippino Lippi. In general, you find this kind of paintings, this kind of masterpiece into museums more than into church. But here we're lucky we have in Santo Spirito the possibilities to see a painting like that. We can enjoy the beauty and be inspired by that. Everybody can come to Santo Spirito. It's a church. In Italy, all the churches are open to public. They can come and visit and enjoy the masterpieces. Behind us we have the Vasari Corridor, one of the masterpieces in Florence. It's actually a passageway that the Medici Grand Duke used and their family used to walk in the city unnoticed. At the time of the Medici, when Vasari built up the Corridoio, butchers used to be there, but the Grand Duke and the Duke, that they feel that not very nice perfume coming from the scratches of the butchers, and they decide to change with another activity, so that's why we have jewelers now. Recently, it's become a hot stuff, the Vasari Corridor, because it's been mentioned by